So the first recipe I'm going to be making are lentil meatballs. So the first thing I do is I just grind up some already cooked lentils in a food processor. And then to keep this gluten-free, I'm going to be adding some chickpea flour, but you can feel free to add some oat flour or all-purpose flour, even breadcrumbs if you'd like. I'm just going to be mildly seasoning this with just some salt, pepper, nutritional yeast, some Italian seasoning, but you can flavor it however you'd like. So all you need to do after you incorporate this is to just roll them out. I like to use a small little cookie scoop and then just roll them in my hands. And then I'm going to be baking this in a 400-degree oven for about 20 minutes or until they're firm. The next recipe I'm going to be making is lentil loaf. So again, I'm taking my cooked lentils, but this time I'm going to be just crushing them with a fork until they have like a mildly chunky texture. Next, I'm going to be adding some seasonings, garlic powder, onion powder, salt, pepper, some ketchup, and again some chickpea flour, just to bind everything together. For this, I'm also going to be adding some frozen mixed vegetables. That's optional. If you like mixed vegetables in yours, you can add that. And I'm also going to be adding some tamari. The best way that I have found to cook these is to cook them in a silicone baking mold. I find that if you let them cook all the way and let them cool all the way, they pop out really easily. I have never tried doing it in a metal baking tin. I just don't know if they would come out or if they would stick. I'm sure you can line them with parchment paper or like cupcake molds. That would probably be fine, but I find silicone definitely works best for this. Next, I'm going to be making some vegan sausage patties. These are more of like a breakfast style sausage patty, and I'm going to be using TVP for the first time. So you have to rehydrate TVP. What it is, it's just dried pieces of soy that create the texture of like a meat-like texture, and they take on pretty much whatever flavors you add to them. So you rehydrate the TVP with an equal amount of warm water, and then you just let it sit for about 10 minutes until it all soaks up and absorbs. So next I'm going to be adding some oat flour. I just made my own by grinding up some oats. And then I'm going to be adding some flaxseed to use as a binder, some nutritional yeast, and then whatever seasonings you like. I use some paprika, fennel, and then I also put in some tamari, some maple syrup, and some liquid smoke. Then all you want to do is just form these into patties, and I chose to pan fry them just on the stovetop with a little bit of spray oil, and they all held together pretty well. I also have used them in the freezer for some freezer breakfast sandwiches, and they hold up really great. They don't crumble at all, so this was a really great recipe. So I hope you guys enjoyed all of these different meat replacement recipes. I know as it comes into the fall, things tend to be a little bit more comfort food, and sometimes the meat replacements in the store just have too many additives and different ingredients that we want to stay away from. So being able to make some meat replacements at home is really a gem, and I love it. I love having these on hand and bulk prepping them for my freezer, and these really can be just used as a base. They could take on whatever flavor you want. So if you wanted to make like an Italian sausage style patty, or if you even wanted to try forming them into links, or any of the recipes I shared with you today, feel free to mix it up and use whatever you like to take on the flavor of whatever you might need. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you want to see in the comments down below. Thanks so much for watching. Bye guys.